I am what you could call the average tea enjoyer. I drink tea in the mornings, I drink tea in the midday, I drink tea in the evening. I drink Earl Grey tea. I used to drink Ceylon, but then I watched Star Trek, and because Captain Picard drinks Earl Grey, I decided to try it out, and now I'm a classic Earl Grey enjoyer. Why do I think tea is better than coffee? In my opinion, tea is better than coffee. First of all, because of its taste. Coffee has an incredibly rough taste. It has an incredibly bitter taste, and obviously that can be rectified with milk or sugar, or a lot of milk and sugar, which those cold Starbucks drinks, like that is not even coffee. Like I don't know what that shit is. And tea doesn't have that problem. You can make a nice cup of black tea, obviously not using Lipton bags, but using loose leaf Ahmad tea leaves, or any other loose leaf leaves, and you can make yourself a cup of tea. And that cup of tea won't require sugar, it won't require milk, it won't require anything but tea leaves and water. And that is what one of the things that I love about tea, its simplicity. Now in life, simple things are usually the best ones. Simple things that you don't have to worry about. With coffee, you need filters, you need coffee grounds. Usually, you need a machine. With tea, you don't need no machine. You just grab a bill of leaves, you put them in the cup, pour some hot water over those leaves, let them steep. The leaves settle on the ground. You can drink your tea. It's beautiful. It's perfect. You don't need no goddamn machine, right? And with coffee, like, sure, you could say, oh, well, I have instant coffee. I mean, have you drank instant coffee? That's so disgusting. Like, whenever I was starting to try and enjoy coffee, I was at home and I was like, okay, we're out of like coffee grounds and everything. We have instant crap. It was so disgusting. I mean, the flavor of instant coffee, it's just horrible, right? And even if you get like the best coffee with, or some machine, like the best coffee ever, without sugar or milk, I mean, it's drinkable, but it's drinkable like it's pretty okay. Like, I mean, I still drink it without like milk or sugar, but I still prefer tea. Now, why do I prefer tea? Well, I already explained some of those points. But I think that essentially, personally, I don't like using milk in my drinks, nor do I like using sugar. Well, sugar, that is because it's unhealthy, right? I mean, if I eat a candy, I don't want to then drink my drink and get even more sugar in my body when I could drink tea and not get that. And tea, without sugar, that drink makes you feel much better. I don't know what it is about sugary drinks, but as much as they are tasty, after them and during them, you feel worse than non sugary drinks. Now, my next point is milk. Now, first of all, I don't like milk because it is an extra ingredient. And what do I mean? Like, okay, extra. It's like I already need daily, coffee grounds, water, and now we need milk. I need to worry about milk. If I wake up and there's no milk, I can't drink my coffee. Like, what is this? No. I won't care about no milk. Milk gets spoiled. Milk can be bad. Milk can contain, if it's unpasteurized, bacteria, right? And milk is also an animal product. I'm not a vegan, I'm not a vegetarian, but I do not like consuming animal products when I don't need to. Simply because I find the idea of milking a cow disgusting and incredibly disgusting, right? I don't find that to be something I would want to necessarily drink while still enjoy the cup of milk with cookies. That's on occasion, but necessarily what I'm trying to say is that coffee without milk or sugar is kind of bitter, and in terms of comparing it to tea, much worse tasting. With milk and sugar, I don't want to bother with milk and sugar. Now, this may be because of my laziness or such, but I think that whenever you wake up, you don't want to be worrying about milk or sugar. You want to be worrying about work or something. What movie are you gonna watch, right? And that's one of the kind of the core reason why I prefer tea. Now, with tea, you can also add milk or sugar if you want to. Tea is easily customizable. There are plenty of flavors of tea, as opposed to coffee, which is only one thing: coffee. Like you have different types of coffee, but not in the same sense as tea. I mean, you have green tea, you have black tea. I have even heard of white tea. You have peppermint tea. You have literally any plant you can turn into a tea. Obviously, some teas are going to be better, more potent. Some teas are going to be poisonous because the plant is poisonous. But you can turn any plant into a tea. So essentially, with tea, you get more variations of taste. You have like matcha or something, right? I mean, you don't get that with coffee. You only get coffee with milk, without milk, weird milk, with ice cubes, without ice cubes. It really depends, right? And I think that coffee is also much more unhealthy in terms of caffeine. Now, while caffeine is not the worst thing, it does cause problems with your brain. I mean, as much as it doesn't really affect me, I know that other people really struggle with the caffeine content of coffee. Obviously, you have decaf, but people really. I don't know if I don't need decaf tea, right? I mean, if I want, there's no such thing as decaf tea actually, but essentially, coffee carries negative health effects as well. Now, obviously, coffee has shown in studies to have positive cognitive effects. So that's why I still drink it, right? Occasionally, I still drink a cup of coffee because not only is it, pretty okay tasting, like, I mean, I like a good old cup of black coffee. I mean, it's not something I would want to drink every day or every, morning, but it's something that, I do enjoy to drink occasionally. And it has health benefits. Actually, I think it has more health benefits than tea. So that is one of the things that I kind of don't really mention when I'm talking with people about these things, because coffee reduces the risk of dementia. It kind of strengthens the brain. It actually improves brain function. So with the negative caffeine effects, you also have some positives. But in general, I think that tea is better than coffee. I think tea has a much more refined taste. It's not as strong. It's not as potent. And you may be saying, well, strongness and potency is good. And it's like, not really, right? I mean, there's a sweet spot for everything. You have a sweet spot for how much sugar you want. If you add too much sugar, then you have too much sugar, right? I mean, obviously, it depends how you make your coffee. I know that I'm speaking from a purely basis of me drinking black coffee and not wanting to drink any other coffees, for which I have, drunk coffees with milk and sugar. So like it's not like I only drink black coffee. I just think that black coffee is like kind of my favorite coffee. It's the coffee I would choose to drink if I couldn't drink tea, right? If I had to drink coffee. But I think that tea is better than coffee. Now that is my opinion. I don't know what your opinion is. I know that a lot of people they drink it with milk, and they just start drinking it and then they never really turn to tea. But I think tea is essentially, when you make tea the right way, when you get that right kind of obviously, if you make a cup of Lipton tea from Lipton tea bags, it's disgusting. I mean, I drink tea. I've been drinking tea for the past 3 or 4 years, and let me tell you, if you make me a cup of Lipton tea, I will spit that shit. Like, I will spit it out immediately. It is disgusting, that stuff. And I think that is one of the biggest problems in the tea industry, is that we have so much low quality bullshit out there, that people, they buy tea, they taste it, and they're like, oh, this is disgusting. How do people drink this? And then they, go to their coffee. Because, I mean, obviously, I mean, Lipton is just, I hate that company. It's disgusting. I mean, personally, I drink loose leaf. And I think if you buy loose leaf tea, there's like a 90% chance it will be good. Because uh, what is tea in tea bags? It is the remnants of the loose leaf. So loose leaf is basically the higher quality. Loose leaf isn't even that expensive. I mean, you would think, oh, loose leaf is a better quality, it's, much more expensive. It's not even that expensive. Plus, you don't get microplastics in your cup. Like, loose leaf, I don't know. I think there should be like some sort of warning label, like tea in tea bags tastes like shit. Tea without tea bags tastes good, in stores or something. But I think once a person tries a good cup of loose leaf, they will immediately like tea like 50% more, right? And it also really depends on the tea you're buying. I have found that black tea is the only tea that I can really come back to. It's the only tea, I mean, I can drink for 4 years straight. I don't really get tired of it. I think if you drink like some weird herbal tea or chamomile, it doesn't have that same effect. So it really also depends on the type of tea you buy. I think black is the best option. Green is also pretty good. As a black tea enjoyer, I think green is really good. Loose leaf green tea is just ooh, that's awesome. Just one thing I also really don't like about the tea industry is that they have that nonsense BS tea with, like, oh, raspberry tea or strawberry tea, and you make it and it smells like fucking Fanta or something. It smells like a sweet. It smells like it has tons of sugar. It smells really good, and then you drink it, and it tastes like the most bitter, disgusting thing ever. And I think that's another reason why they go to a restaurant, they're like, or like a gas station on a road trip. They're like, okay, I've had plenty of coffee. Give me some tea, and they give you that garbage, which smells like heaven, and you take a drink of it, and it's just completely disgusting. You're like, what is this? What is this? Like, nasty crap. Like, this one time, I was on a road trip. I was like, okay, let me get some tea because I haven't had tea in 3 days because I was on the road. I get that stuff. I smell it. I'm like, is this even tea? Like, I opened the lid. I'm like, okay, this is tea. They got the tea bag in there, but it smells like fucking Fanta. And then you're like, okay, perhaps they added a lot of sugar in it or something. I take a sip and I nearly spit it out. It was so disgusting. I could barely drink it. It was just bitter and disgusting. So I think before making any kind of decisions, you need to try some loose leaf. Now, here's how I make loose leaf tea, and this is personally, as a person who has been drinking it for 4 years, the best way to drink it, and that is you need a cup, you need a kettle. Don't use no goddamn microwaves. Okay, that's not gonna work. You need a kettle, a tea kettle. Look it up if you don't know what that is. In Europe, every household has a tea kettle. No matter how much tea they drink, they have a tea kettle. I have not been in a European household without a tea kettle. So get that. Boil some water. Actually, no. Get your cup. Grab if your cup is small, grab like half a teaspoon of loose leaf. If your cup is big, get like a teaspoon. No, no pile. Make sure it's like don't make it too strong. Essentially, if your first cup is like too strong or too weak, then adjust next time. Don't immediately like stop. Okay, so you put your loose leaf in. Get a spoon. This is mandatory. You need a spoon. Get a spoon. Boil your water. When it reaches the boiling point, immediately pour it into the cup. Pour 2/3 of the cup of with boiling water. Then stir like crazy for 10 seconds, 10 to 20 seconds roughly, so the leaves settle. Then steep that tea for about 3 minutes. Then pour in the 1/3 of cool water, and that is your perfect cup of tea. And that is the best damn cup of tea you can make without no goddamn filters, no goddamn tea bags, no tea things. It is simple, it is efficient, and it works. And it's easy. I've been doing this for 3 years, guys. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. I am the biggest tea fan ever. Just trust me on this. And compare that to coffee. Compare that simplicity. Compare that taste to coffee. And I think that is the reason why tea is better than coffee and why you should drink more tea. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you like more of this content. I don't know. I recently took a small break, a little teeny tiny break, because I had basically procrastinated like 3 or 4 months of schoolwork, and I had to do all of that in 1 week. Essentially, I did like what 20, like not 20, actually 20 assignments in 1 week. So yeah, I couldn't really make any videos. But now I'm free. I've been freed, I did it, and now I can make videos and stream. So I'll be streaming almost, actually, probably every day on Twitch and maybe even Kick. So go subscribe to my Twitch and Kick, which will be linked down in the description and also on my profile. Now, I won't be streaming possibly tomorrow. I won't be streaming for like the next 3 to 4 days because I have to go somewhere. But after that, it's just straight ball streaming. So subscribe to my Twitch and everything. If you like me, if you don't, goodbye. And thank you so much for watching. Please tell me in the comments what you thought of this video, what you thought of my opinions, if they were complete garbage or they were pretty sensible. I think they were a kind of mix of the both. Uh, Goodbye.